evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to the Volpe Bazzo Report with my co-host Andy Bazzo. I'm Dominic Volpe.
Again, 2 shows in a row with Darren.
This is my first show with Dominic.
This is
No,
my
second
first show
in
with
a row.
Darren. We've asked him time
Dominic
and
is
time again to
always
come
in
back on, but
Florida.
it never happens.
He's in Florida sipping Mai Tais.
So we have Darren Rigger and again,
Brian Fumagalli,
publisher, owner, and floor sweeper of the PeekskillPost.net.
PeekskillPost.net.
And you even clean out the restrooms, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of FOIA
now,
requests these days.
Is it true that he runs this out of his grandmother's basement?
My mother's basement.
He does it in his mother's basement, and he sits there in his underwear and a tank top, and he drools.
I
Kind of like this show.
I read it on Facebook. I follow
Yeah.
follow it on Facebook.
Good.
Yes. Now, Dominic, you have 2 announcements.
Just-
Our apologies, we got so involved going right into issues last month that we were totally remiss in doing things. And Dominic, as the head of the show, is castigated me where I have to stand in a corner after the show for a half hour.
Right.
But Dominic, go ahead.
Well, we just would like to remind everybody about we had 2 dear friends to everyone here, everyone in the Peekskill area. A fellow named Bud Rizzoli used to own Park Motors, used to be Cheffalos going back into the early 50s and 60s. He was a mainstream person in the city of Peekskill as far as community involvement, as far as I believe he was on the planning board for over 25, 30 years, just recently got an award. He was the type of guy that would show up when we were in high school. He showed up at the field one day and told our coach that he wanted to help out in some way. And not even make believe, 2 weeks later, this guy shows up and he comes to every game and every practice, had no knowledge of the sport whatsoever. That was the type of person he was. So our condolences to the Rizzoli family, to Barbara and his 2 girls. And also another one, Jack Burns, who had been, my God, the guy had been here before time was built, I think. The man must have been every bit of 92, 93,
Wasn't
I
this
believe.
place called Burnskill before it became Peekskill?
Also, a heartfelt condolence to his family, to Eileen and Paul. Great guy. He was an attorney here in the city of Peekskill, but more importantly, he was a runner for 35 years with the Taconic Roadrunners Club. He was active in numerous things, always a helping hand, a nice word for everybody. Was never a mean spirit, as a matter of fact, for him and for Bud. So
Let's have a moment.
They're a moment for them, and they're a big loss to the Peekskill community in general.
Let's have a moment. Okay.
Okay, now with that, Andy, you go right into your bag moment.
Okay, there are a few items we are going to cover today. And the first one I wanted, because it's in the news, a while back ago, New York City passed a surcharge on paper and plastic bags and groceries, bodegas, and all that. And they could only do it as surcharge because if it's a tax, they have to go through the legislature. So as a surcharge, the grocery stores get to keep the money. Now, I had written about this, and I said this is easy what's happening because it's like the nickel a bottle, the deposit on the bottle. The stores got the nickel and the companies got the nickel, and then all of a sudden, for years, the legislature just wanted those nickels, and they tried so many ways to get their hands on because it was killing them. That the stores that got to build the machines, maintain the machines, supply the machines with the plastic bags, supply the workers to fix them and keep them empty, they were getting money on a law they passed.
Right.
So finally,
not them.
Right. Finally, under Patterson, they found a way to grab the nickels, which they did. And so now those nickels now go to the state. The stores get to keep the ones they have to give back, but the unclaimed nickels go to the state for the environment. Right. So now we have another surcharge for the environment. And trying to force people, which liberals like to do, they don't like volunteerism. In private business, if you do something and people don't like it, you change what you do to get what people like.
Correct.
In government, especially Democrat circles, if you don't like something, they mandate it by law and tax it to make you do it. So there is a big difference. But now, like another cancer has come up, now they want to force people to use the reusable bags. And this happened, and it became legal Sunday. This is June 7th, so June 5th it became legal. Takes effect in October. And the stores can be fined starting at $250 for not charging the nickel. You know, let's just say we're going to absorb it the store wants to absorb it in their cost. Can't do that. They've got to add the nickel just to do it to them. Now, of course, you know, poor people, they don't suffer on this because the poor people were exempted. The people on food stamps don't have to pay the nickel. Except that there are a lot of poor people that are still poor but don't get food stamps because they're just above that. But they get to pay the nickel. Rich people, they have somebody do shopping for them, so they didn't even know if the nickel was there. Well, anyway, now Newcastle, where this show is seen, has passed a law that the nickel surcharge, again, they can't make it a tax, but they will. See, the idea is that all these different municipalities will do it. Then the state will say, let's make it a tax and we can get the nickel and not the store.
But the state has legislation right now.
Except, and this is what Brian found surprising, and Darren, I think you'll find surprising. The Assembly and the Senate, there are enough votes.
State Assembly and State
Assembly and State Senate. There are enough votes, and this was initially proposed by a Democrat to ban stores, municipalities from forcing stores to charge this nickel and to ban stores from doing it voluntarily for the paper bags and plastic bags. They want to, and it's got enough votes. I was reading in today's paper. There's enough votes in today's paper in the Assembly and the Senate to pass this measure, and then this way you don't have one municipality does it, one doesn't. Nobody's going to be allowed to do it. Now, the other thing you should know about the reusable bags, you have to wash them out after every use.
Yeah, they're unhealthy.
Right. Well, this was in my column a couple of weeks ago. All the municipalities, because this all started like all bad ideas on the West Coast. Like all bad ideas,
But they spread
that's where
fast.
it starts. And like a cancer, it
It goes from California and right to New York.
right. So
And then down to
anyway,
D.C. and
but
the country collapses.
But any of the municipalities that did pass it, and this was in my column, they did surveys of the after effects a year later. Foodborne illness and death have gone up because 97% of the people do not wash out reusable bags. They just use them. They reuse.
Well, why is malaria spreading the way it is? No
Well,
more
that's because
DDT.
Well, no, we can't blame that because remember, that was like global warming.
Right.
Solid science.
I don't know, but I mean, now you're talking about the state having mandate over local municipalities.
They
Make their own
do.
decision.
It's ridiculous. The whole thing's
No,
ridiculous.
Darren, no.
Why are you even talking? There's no
Understand
businesses in
how
the
this
state. Why are we
works.
talking about bags?
Wait, you have to understand
I mean,
how
these
this
people.
works. How
Wait,
the
was the
system.
state the one that first implemented?
No,
No,
this is
no,
New
no.
York City.
New York City.
But you have to
City council.
understand.
There's a catch here somewhere.
No, you have
obviously.
to understand how this works. On the federal end, the federal government is the creation of the states.
Right.
That's why technically the states are supposed to be able to have more rights than the federal government. The federal government is not supposed to tell a state what they can do with their bathrooms or their zoning codes.
But states can tell
schools.
municipalities.
Now, but the municipalities are the creation of the state. The counties, the towns, they're the creation of the state. That's why they go to the state to be incorporated or to get the papers. You are a creation of the
or
state.
to create a tax.
Right.
So if you're going to create a tax, you have to get permission from the state.
Right, you have to get permission from the state. That's why when Yonkers wants to raise their sales tax, or when you were involved in this, the hotel tax.
You have to go. You had to literally have our state assemblywoman Sandy Galoff carry the legislation up in Albany to pass the creation of, like for instance, a tax on cell phones or a tax on whatever you want to tax on. Any municipal taxes have to be.
And why the Democrats
created
controlled the
up in
Peaksville
Albany.
government, they were looking for things to tax.
So what's interesting though is we
You let
saw
me get away with that.
this type of overreach a
Does that
couple of
often.
times, and the schism in the Democratic Party is exactly what you said. In the lower income communities in the Bronx and in Brooklyn and places like that, they're really against these type of kind of hidden fees on consumers.
Well, I'm sure in parts of Peekskill.
Oh yeah, we saw that in they tried to ban styrofoam styrofoam containers, which would just, you go to a local bodega and you want to get a little rice and some beans or something in
Get the
a
lunches
in a
and
container.
dinners, and
well, the
that's all
price is
it's
going to go
made.
up because
Yep.
the cheapest container was a styrofoam container. So
Right.
that cost is just going to get passed over to the consumer, and these people know that. It happened also with when Michael Bloomberg tried to do
The sugar
banning
tax.
the sugar tax, banning the big sodas.
We could
Right.
ban these politicians.
Yeah, and it turns out
Cobras
when
don't.
you were going to this a movie or something like that, some parents were buying. It was cheaper to buy a big soda and get 2 straws and let your kids share it. Right.
Now my question is this:
He wanted to literally force you to buy
That
two
was-
separate
that was
straws,
insane.
which is crazy.
You're plugged into New York government. Do you think the state will actually take this up and stop this madness, or do you think it's just for headlines?
I think for now it's headlines. I don't know if they're going to pass anything. I mean, the state legislature's wrapping up, and when they wrap up, they're done. And then when they're done, they come back again. It's a whole new set of issues that they kind of deal with. And this sounds like one of those kind of, and the guy who did it is the breakaway Democrat. He's
Right.
sort of a Democrat, but he doesn't caucus with Democrats.
Is it the IDC or whatever?
No, he's not even IDC. He's a Republican. He caucuses with the Republicans.
Who is it?
The
Fielder,
Orthodox Jewish guy.
Simca Fielder.
Simca Fielder. He's Orthodox Jewish from Brooklyn.
Well,
Registered Democrat.
But if
caucuses
they
with the
say they have
Republicans.
enough votes to pass it, isn't that a signal that it can be done?
I don't know. It just that doesn't really move a lot in Albany. It's up to
Oh.
the speaker.
The
and
3
up to,
people?
it used to be 3, right? Yeah.
Now it's only 1. Well, we
But
don't
if the
know.
speaker and the chair of that committee decide that this is going to be worth the time and effort to go and put a bill up, I just don't think it's going to be worth the time and effort. I don't think they're
Is
gonna
that
take it
because they're spending too much time on the phone with Bahara? They don't have time to do the people's business?
Well, I mean, he's going after 1, 2, and 3, and I'm sure he's got sights on set on 7 through 10.
Darren, give us an update on
We
what's
should ask,
going on
we
with
should
the
ask
governor.
Mr. Murphy if it's true that when someone gets elected and goes up to Albany, they learn sign language.
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on, Darren, up there now with this Bahara and Cuomo? Is there a there?
No, there's no there. There's no there. I believe that there's there with Bill de Blasio and the investigations involving New York City and the fundraising that was broken by
Yes,
this man right
that's
here.
right.
The story was broken by him. So if you haven't learned about those issues yet, go back, read what he wrote about the transfer.
Now
of money.
you like Cuomo, correct? Or you support? You're more of a Cuomo guy than a De Blasio guy.
And again, I always bring this up with Andy. It depends on the candidate. So, for instance, if the Republican Party keeps putting Palladino, was that his name?
Yeah, the Buffalo guy.
Yeah, the Buffalo.
Well, you're going to
guy.
vote for
Okay.
Cuomo.
I'll vote. Yeah, I'd
Or
vote for-
what about the
I would
rent's
vote
too
for any of
high?
you guys,
Rent's too damn high
actually.
party. You
I'd
vote for that guy?
I love that guy. That guy's great. Remember him?
Yeah, I do. About 5 minutes.
No, but what
Too damn high.
No. What I bring this bag tax up is because in our
He's a
area,
rent-stabilized department, too.
I forgot. I know Steve Katz is our assemblyman now, and I know he'd be against it. But I know there's somebody else running to replace him. God knows they talk about no names. The assembly on the Democrat and Republican side, you have no idea who these people are.
Who is running against Katz?
Susan McDonough is trying
Is
to,
one,
and
and then
Byrne.
Right, yeah,
Burns,
right.
whatever his name is.
And then you have the
both
Democrat
in Putnam.
side. You have
believe.
Falk and some other Democrat.
Well, Ali
they're
Boak.
in the state,
Right,
the
that's
state
because
senate.
That's to go against Murphy, though. The
Oh,
Senate.
then I don't know who's running for the assembly on the
I don't
Democrat
either.
side.
Who is running?
No, that is for the assembly.
No, state.
No.
Oh,
Katz.
that's the state senator, Ali Boak from.
Right.
Pine Ridge.
Costello
Yes.
dropped out.
Right. Wait, so who's running for, is there an assembly?
If Costello dropped out, then
You think that's what she's doing?
No, for assembly.
Yeah.
No, our assembly person is Sandy Gallup.
Right.
No, I'm
Right.
talking about
So
our-
she's not up for...
No, our district.
Sandy Gallup is
Our district.
but Costello lives in Sandy Gallup's district.
Okay. So
no,
that's not
about
gonna
our
work then.
district.
Oh, for your district,
You're right. Who's going up against the Republicans?
Katz. I don't
Who's
know.
a Democrat going against Katz's seat? Is he running again?
No, he's retiring.
So he's actually retiring.
He turned on himself after.
I remember, but then he said, I don't know.
Yeah, but now he is.
Okay.
He's going to be busy growing his pot.
I know.
Yeah. So he can smoke it on the throughway.
So the state, the
He does it
state
anyway.
Senate race is the big hot race, and that's going to be
Right.
the one that's really exciting to
Right,
watch.
but I think you people should be, as you as a reporter, should be asking the people in your representatives in your district coverage area
So, Ali Boak?
how
Well-
they feel about this nickel tax and get them on the record.
I don't care about it. You know what? D-Day was yesterday. Hold on a second. And I these people with their bags and the plastic bottles. I watch the History Channel and I see aircraft carriers. I see planes. There's nuclear weapons. All sorts of bombs go in the ocean, and the ocean's fine. But my water bottle is destroying that freaking ocean. Are you nuts? How much fuel and bombs have gone into the oceans over the years?
Wait a second.
And you're
the
telling
best-
me I can have
No,
a
no,
plastic
no, no,
bottle
no,
or a bag?
No,
These
no.
idiots in Chappaqua think they're saving the world?
No,
It's
no.
insanity. Why do we have to talk about this?
No, no,
There's
no.
no business in this
No,
thing.
no,
How
no.
about that?
The best.
This is why talk about this
Obama
stuff?
gets on TV. The greatest threat we have is global warming.
God.
So then DiCaprio wins his Oscar. DiCaprio wins his
DiCaprio.
Oscar. And he gets up there before the people and say, global warming is the biggest threat we have. And then
Who's DiCaprio?
Leonardo.
He's friends with Mike Murray.
I think of a restaurant in
Right,
Brooklyn.
he's friends with Mike-
It's
he's
not
friends with
Murray.
Mike Murray.
Maury.
Right, he's friends with Mike Murray.
Murray.
So anyway, so DiCaprio wins his global warming's terrible. Next day he charters a jet, he flies out to Cannes for some movie festival.
Yeah.
They all do.
On a Learjet that put 1,000
then
pounds
this
of jet
green
fuel in the
group
air.
in New York wants to give him an award. So he books another private jet, flies from Cannes.
And these are the people
to
telling
New
us what
York,
bags we need to use.
takes his award.
Are they effing crazy?
For being an environmentalist, takes his award, then charters another private jet and flies. And then after the stuff in Cannes is done, he gets on his yacht. And he goes floating around
And you
the
have
world.
average people like us think that plastic bags are a problem.
So,
What
okay.
is going on? I
Okay,
mean,
so
You know what's even
I
worse?
feel like I should run for
You
office.
have
Just
people-
screaming at
So
everybody.
You
as
have
long as,
people-
as long as we're discussing the environment, though, as long as we're discussing the environment,
What?
Senator Murphy, where is he this week on the pipeline? Because I remember he was for the pipeline before he was against
John
the
Kerry
pipeline. Then he was for the pipeline again.
As I remember, that he is for it, and it's a political thing to say, but I think it's true, with the proper safeguards in place, X, Y, Z. I think that's where a lot of people also, well, some are on Indian Point, the same
Right,
thing.
exactly.
You
Safe,
know,
secure. all
like
that.
you hear Testa say that and that sort of thing. And then there's some other politicians, like Catalina's not for the pipeline, and
No,
the
no,
Republicans,
no.
everyone in Peekskill's against the elected officials.
The Peekskill elected officials voted unanimously to actually be part of the lawsuit against it.
Well, how about the people who locked themselves in a container a couple weeks ago?
That was wild.
Yeah.
Does
You hear about that?
Well, this is what's
People are really
interesting.
fired
They
up.
don't want a pipeline for natural gas. They want to shut down Indian Point. Then you've got these Nimrods, though, that buy these.
Can we say that on television?
I'm
say whatever you want.
I'm being nice because I know these people. These Nimrods that buy these all-electric cars, and that needs electricity to charge.
Whoa. I have a Toyota Prius electric.
Well, you're
Toyota
the
Prius.
Nimrod, I guess.
I wasn't mentioning any names. I was being kind.
yeah.
Listen, I very much enjoy not paying for gasoline and lining the pockets
Yeah,
of
but you know what
Saudi
the
Arabs.
problem
good.
is? He
You should
still
have the
hasn't
right to
gotten
do
a
that.
hang of how this works. The other day, there's a power failure on Elm Street. He doesn't think he can drive his car because there's no electricity.
I saw
not
his.
a-
And I said,
It's
well,
not-
wait a second,
it's
the
a
car's
Prius.
already
It's
charged.
It's not a Prius.
It's a
those,
Prius.
It's the ones when you go into what's the name of that toy store in there in Jefferson Valley?
I'm too fat for all
Toys
those
R
Right,
Us.
Toys R Us, right.
It's one of those electric cars that
Wait,
they
do
sell on
you
the floor.
plug this thing in?
Yeah.
No, it's a Prius hybrid. So regular all Priuses are hybrids, right?
Little tyke. He's got a little tyke.
All-
That's what he takes down to the
I
train
got,
station.
I'm too big for those like smart cars.
You got to
Yeah,
see
but-
you got to see Katrina come down in
like a
this car,
car.
and I know it's her, because I can see the wind-up thing on the back.
No, it's a Toyota came out. It's a Toyota Prius. They're all hybrids, right? They all take gasoline and they drive like 90 miles per gallon or whatever.
Right.
But the electric Prius, you plug in, and then whenever you unplug it, you get 12 miles.
Yeah,
on
but
electric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he
That's it.
didn't
So
realize.
let's say hypothetically,
Well, someone like you would just that works, right?
yeah, but he
drive down
didn't
to the train
realize that.
station, drive back, go pick up some bread.
Yeah.
drive
But
home.
he-
I never use gas.
Yeah.
Now, if I have to drive down to Washington D.C., it's a regular
Well,
Toyota hybrid.
But he didn't realize
That makes
that,
sense.
when the car's unplugged, even if there's a power failure, it'll go. But then again, I
You know what
remembered.
we
I
did?
remembered
I'll
when he
tell you
ran for
something. I'll
Congress.
tell you something.
I remember when he ran for Congress. We had the power failure, and he was stuck on an escalator for 6 hours.
Andy's
So
talking
it all
about
makes
this.
sense now.
But we passed a legislation here in Peekskill that we lowered all taxi fees by 10% if you have an electric or hybrid
Yes,
vehicle.
they did. They discriminate.
See?
Yeah.
That's a good way that's an interesting twist. They discriminate.
To encourage, to inspire.
No,
Now,
no,
has that
no,
worked? Have they-
Now, wait a second, Trump. This is how you're
Now,
yes,
speaking-
because now,
He called me Trump.
yes, because he's discriminating against Hispanics. Most of the individual cab owners, most of the
Oh, so you agree that
I'm going to
it is
finish.
a racial
I'm going
slur?
to finish. Most of
Okay.
the individual owner-operators are Hispanic, and they all have vans because you can hold more
So
people.
when a
There are no
person-
hybrids.
so when a
So
Jew-
you discriminated against Hispanics for the Caucasian owner
That's
of
right.
the only company.
look, all
In the
I'm
name of the environment.
All
That's
I'm
all
saying
it
is
is.
this.
So
we
when a
passed
guy
that
is born
legislation.
in Kansas of Mexican descent, he can no longer.
He's in with La Raza, if you know what they are.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a.
Actually,
That's
see,
the problem.
see, the Trump sometimes, for all his smarts and all his money, has a terrible way of expressing himself, and the way he said it was totally racist. But now,
Yeah, but wait a minute.
now,
He doubled down the
I know
next day.
because
Wait,
you have
wait.
to understand
He
what's
always doubles
happening
down.
here.
He always doubles
Until he doesn't.
then he had
Until he says, "I never said that."
he goes,
Wait,
"Wait,
wait,
All right, we're
listen.
gonna go. We're going
Well,
to
you might as well
Trump
go all the way.
I know,
It's worked so far.
but what happens is you've got this judge who's a member of the Seattle La Raza, which they say is not the La Raza.
It's La Raza. That's like saying it's the Seattle Klan.
Let me finish. They're
Seattle-
saying it's
Seattle La
not.
Raza.
They're saying this is not the La Raza that's been giving all those kids the Mexican flag, saying
Right.
"Make California Mexico."
Right.
Okay,
What
but
is
the
La
problem.
Raza? La Raza's
I think it means the
organization?
race, but
Right.
they want to take back Colorado, Texas, California, and give it back to Mexico.
Arizona,
That's their
the whole
mission
thing.
statement.
That's their
And they always endorse Democrats.
Now, the problem with
I
the
think it's-
Seattle,
the thing's
now,
crazy.
the Seattle Raza that this judge is a member of,
Yes.
last year came out for a boycott against everything Trump owns. See, that's the thing.
Well,
See, this is what.
There's a lot of people that are boycotting.
No,
but that's where the judge-
But the judge is overseeing a
he
Trump
can't do that.
case. Yet he's joined the group that calls for a boycott of all things Trump.
So you got to
Business.
recuse yourself.
Now, the other thing he also does,
Wait.
the other
So,
thing, let me
but
finish.
That's like saying like if you belong to a political party. Or if
No,
you
but
belong
when
to an
you're
organization.
a judge, you can't be part of a group that has targeted
One of your
the
one of
person
your-
in front of you. That's
You
not
can't
right.
do
You can't
that.
do that.
But he didn't
Yes,
target it.
yes, he
Like,
did.
just
He's a
because
member
one
of
He's
the
a member.
group
He's a member of the group.
that has called for the boycott
All right,
of
well,
all
listen,
things
listen.
Trump.
I wouldn't
He
know.
should recuse
Right.
himself.
That would be the legal
let's
thing.
And
go.
now, if Trump
Let-
would have started with that argument,
He would have won it.
Instead of he's
Instead
a
of
Mexican.
he came off as the racist.
And no, but he also doubled down. He said, "Look, it's because I'm building a wall. He doesn't like that
He
I'm
did
building
say
a
that.
wall.
I saw that interview too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm building a
And
wall.
they're
He's
gonna
mad.
pay
He's
for it.
Mexican.
It's the
All right,
same-
Andy,
same
Andy,
thing,
you're
yeah.
the conservative.
That's funny.
You,
No, he
I'm
says
gonna-
he's not conservative.
Well,
No, I said I'm not
I'm going to say.
Republican.
I'm
jeez.
gonna-
You're not a
I'm-
Republican?
We had this discussion
You know,
before.
I didn't say he's a Republican. I say he's
so
conservative.
they're not
yes, he did.
establishment.
I'm so confused.
All right, so
Just
here's
go.
a question. Here's a question. I'm listening to all the talk shows early in the morning.
Yeah, so do I.
Across the board. Okay.
It's a horrible way to start your day.
There's one guy in particular, big Republican family, said they were pushing Trump like me and you early on, saying that this would be a movement back in
Yeah.
July and August of last year, right?
Yes.
He said today, just this week, his brother, they were sitting at the dinner table, and he said, "I'm done." Now, what he meant by that is, I'm done with Trump.
I understand.
What is going on?
These are
Them-
weenies.
Who is?
See, my mother taught me.
Who was
when
that, by the way?
My mother taught me
Joe
when
Scarborough.
My mother.
Oh,
taught,
come on, Scarborough.
His brother, they're Republican.
My
he's
mother
such a
taught.
weenie.
My
No,
mother.
wait, no.
My
wait,
mother
wait a
taught
minute.
me,
No, no.
and I think your mother probably taught you, and you said actions speak louder than words. So now Trump says these terrible things, says them, but in his business he doesn't do them. He treats everybody on merit. He treats them.
says
know,
he's
but
going to
business-
deport
Let
his
me fin-
illegals,
no,
but business
and
is
business-wise,
Let
he
me
hires
finish. No, let me
illegals.
finish. But he says terrible things. Now Hillary says wonderful things.
We're discussing
Women,
Trump
No,
right
let
now.
me finish.
Yeah.
Women
Was this
deserve equal pay.
Was this the Bush family?
No, it was
women.
Scarborough, Joe Scarborough.
just
women,
his
if
brother,
they're
I
Because
guess.
the
raped,
Bush family also said they're
deserve
not
to,
gonna-
Oh, they were
deserve
never
to be
for him, though. They were
believed. Now,
against
but
him.
wait a second. Her actions.
Okay.
Do you know the Clinton
Actions
Foundation?
don't matter.
Let me finish now. Clinton
They
Foundation
don't. They never have.
pays women 38% less in management than they pay men doing the same job.
Right.
Clinton was head of the Clinton War. Hillary was head of the Clinton War with George Stephanopoulos that went out to destroy personally and professionally any woman that said they had a terrible experience with Bill that left the bad
Sexually.
taste in their mouth.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
So those are actions.
Okay.
Trump says the guy don't like me because he's a Mexican and I want to build a wall. That's a word.
Right.
What is more damaging to people? Hillary's policies that she's actually
Andy-
done?
No. Wait. The reason why I'm bringing it up is here because we got Darren here.
Scarborough was looking for a reason. Why not to endorse
let me
Trump?
finish.
The Bushes
Hold on.
also are not
Hold on.
supporting him.
Let me
That
fi-
gives
let
me a
finish.
reason to endorse
Let
him.
me finish, and then you'll understand what I'm trying to say.
That gives a lot of people a reason.
You know, and we're gonna ask Darren this. What is in every election, presidential election, when you get past the conventions, there's always going to be a bump for whoever the nominee is.
Yeah.
As soon as Trump was the presumptive nominee, what happened with the polls? He all of a sudden was within 1 and 2 points of Hillary, correct? Now, what's going to happen? As soon as the Republican has their convention and the Democrats had their convention, both of them are going to get the bumps. What is the key to a presidential election? As soon as the first
How
person...
to stop the Sanders
No.
bump.
What's the key to a race? When that person in August or September goes above the 50% mark. I always remember this. As soon as they go, that person very rarely is going to lose that thing. Right now, Trump came in at about 43, 44, but is right back down below Hillary. As soon as these conventions gets finished, the first person that's going to go, and this is going to happen early. This ain't going to happen in November. It's going to happen in August. So you got 2 months, a month and a half for this to happen. If he continues to go down this line, what I think, he's throwing it away. That's my gut
Now,
feeling.
no matter
You
what,
may disagree with me,
no
but that's
matter
the fact.
what would have happened, if he never brought up the judge, never brought.
I'm
let
not
me
talking
finish.
about that.
You see,
I'm not
the
talking
judge
about
will-
that.
that'll fade away.
If he never brought it up, the Democrats, because this is their playbook, would have said he's anti-women and a bigot and a racist.
No, that's not- no,
this
that's
was
not
the
true.
playbook.
No.
They said it
No,
about
no, no,
Romney.
no. The
You said it
Democrats-
about Romney.
No,
you said it about
it's very
McCain.
different. It's very
It
different.
isn't different. It's the same playbook.
Name the Republicans
what's
that
it-
are on board with him. So many that are jumping across the aisle.
And that's why Trump has got his support,
the
because
problem
he's
with
got
Trump-
the right enemies.
But
What's happening
that's
is
that's a wrong way to do it because he needs them just as much as they need him.
No, they
And
need
if
him more
doesn't-
than he needs
well,
them.
I tell you what, he met with them at the with Paul Ryan, right?
Yeah.
What happened at that meeting? What? Who gave in to who? What was the deal that was worked out? He's the art of the deal. What happened at that meeting? Nothing. Paul Ryan
And
didn't
what
get
does
one
what
thing.
does Trump say in the book?
What?
Don't be afraid to walk away from the table.
Nothing big was supposed to happen with that meeting. That was just they're all going to come out and say it was
The
a nice
point is
meeting
you're
and we'll
sticking
continue
to
to
the
meet.
wall.
I heard that thing for 4 days. Oh, they're going to come to the meeting.
Because the
and he's
media has
gonna
nothing to
come out.
talk about. That was
You are
It meant
looking at-
nothing.
You are
Lindsey
looking,
Graham isn't supporting him.
Yeah,
Lindsey Graham never.
Mitt Romney's not supporting
you
him.
are looking at this
Scarborough's not
in the
supporting
him.
normal
This is
context
normal.
Bush is not
of what
supporting
we
him.
were taught to
Who's going to
believe
speak at the convention?
politics should
So-
be.
Here's
So
the
the
convention.
His wife and his
Sarah
daughter?
So
Palin,
here's
the question.
Gary Busey.
If he's
Gary Busey.
alienating
Gary Busey's
all
gonna speak
these
at the
different
convention.
factions, who the hell's going to vote for him?
What he is
Who else speaks at the
alienating,
convention?
Guys,
Wait,
this
wait.
is not a
what
conventional
he,
race.
What he is alienating
Right.
is the establishment.
The more
No,
that
I don't mean
The
that. I'm talking
more
about-
he
the more the Bushes come against him, the more popular he
the
is.
Bushes, the Scarborough,
right now,
the Romneys,
right
people
now,
are
hate
against
them.
him. The people
You have to
will
choose right now.
love him.
Who's going to be Donald Trump's vice president?
Andy Bazzo?
I said before, Gingrich.
Andy Bazzo?
Gingrich.
Gingrich, it seems, could be. I have no idea. I think he's going to be a complete wild card.
I don't think anybody wants to take it.
I
Gingrich.
disagree, guys.
I'm going with Sarah Palin.
No.
No, nothing. Been there,
He
done
needs
that.
a woman?
Better than that.
I think
No,
he's going
he
to
doesn't need a woman.
I think he's
She
going to
has
ask 10 people
experience.
before
She's
one person.
experienced.
Okay,
Okay.
now.
Show, show.
No, I got to ask you a question because you guys like to do everything.
I feel like I'm alone.